I heard that your first kind of exposure to wrestling was with ECW.
Oh, God, yeah, that was right after the Olympics.
Right.
I got tricked into that. So I'm going to tell you what happened.
You got tricked.
Okay.
Damn Paul
Shane
Heyman.
Douglas calls. I don't know how he gets my number, but he calls me. He says, listen, Kurt, we have this new wrestling. It's kind of identical to your type of wrestling. It's real.
Oh, geez.
And I was like, okay, well, I'm listening. He's like, well, we want you to come to one of our events and be a guest and commentate, because Taz is going to wrestle Little Guido in an amateur wrestling match. I was like, okay, I can commentate that. So I'm watching, the amateur wrestling match that they're having, and they're saying the scoring wrong. Taz took him down, and it was like 2 points, and then Guido got up and escaped and said 2 points, and I'm like, no, that's a point. So they weren't exactly getting it right. And so
Did you correct him?
no, well, I did
Okay.
because I was on TV.
Right.
Yeah, obviously, I'm going to correct them. But then what happened was Sandman and Raven had this match where it was a crucifixion match. And listen, I get it now, but back then I didn't get it. Here I am, a Christian kid, a believer of God, and they're doing a crucifixion where Raven's up on a crucifix and Sandman's crucifying him. And I'm like, and I looked at Paul Heyman and I said, listen, if this airs on the same night as me, you're going to hear from my attorney. So and you know what? Sandman, stupid bastard. Sandman, he thought I told Paul for him to go out and to apologize. I never told anyone to apologize. I just didn't get it back then.
Right.
Okay? Because I did see a crucifixion with, I'm not going to lie to you, somebody else did it one other time.
Okay, wait a minute.
Okay.
Wait a minute.
It wasn't a cross.
No, it was
Yeah.
my own symbol.
Yes, it was your symbol.
Now, if you looked at it in the way that it was a crucifixion,
Yeah.
I'm just saying, I was just making an example of someone whose sins may have crossed my line of. But anyway,
Atones for.
might we digress there a little bit?
Okay, we will digress. But I just didn't understand.
Yeah.
And I sent a message to Sandman on a social media saying, if you have a problem with me, do something about it. And I shouldn't have said that. He knew that I didn't tell Paul to apologize. And he knew that I was an Olympic gold medalist, never been in the business. And the first thing I see is a crucifixion.
Right.
Of course, I'm going to freak out a little bit,
Yeah, that would freak. Yeah, I would see where that would freak you out a little bit. Yeah. So, okay. So 2 years later, then now
2 years later, I ended up going to a training camp. It was Dory Funk and Tom Pritchard. They were going to train us. And there were a lot of wrestlers there that were on TV eventually. Christian, Edge, Prince Albert. There's a kid named Steve Bradley, a very talented kid, never made it. I'm not sure why. But there were other guys too. I can't remember the other ones. But
Where was this?
the Hardy
in Florida?
Boys.
Was this in Florida?
This was up in headquarters in Stanford.
Oh,
the
okay.
warehouse.
Okay.
They were having
the
Dory Funkin'
tracks.
dojos once a month for 5 days.
Gotcha.
So when I started, the first month I started, I went up there for 5 days and trained. Then I would go home and sit there for 25 days doing nothing. And then I went up again, and the second camp, I did that one. And then I was like, okay, I'm not getting any better because I'm just sitting at home for 25 days. Could you guys send me somewhere? And they sent me down to Memphis. So that's where I started training. And the thing is, one thing I never learned how to do, and they only had me do one promo. I never knew how to do promos. I was scared to death. I thought when I started pro wrestling, I thought that Vince was going to use me on the weekend show, like Superstars,
Right.
and just have me wrestle.
Right.
Because they never had me work at promos. You know how I learned how to do promos? Vince, the bastard, okay? How about this? First night on the air, he says, you're cutting a promo. I said, Vince, I can't cut promos. He said, well, you're going to do it tonight. I said, Vince, I've only done one promo in Memphis. It was horrible. He said, well, you're going to sink or swim tonight. I'm giving you the option. So he starts telling me the promo. He didn't write it down for me to memorize.
Right.
He's going to tell me it once, and he wanted me to go out there and perform it.
Oh, that
So
made me want to
he
throw
starts
up.
telling me the promo, and I'm listening. And 3 minutes goes by, and I'm like, "Holy shit, this is a long promo." And I start listening, and he keeps going for 6 minutes.
You're zoned
He
out.
goes, "All right, I want you to go out there and cut that promo." I said, "Vince, I'm sorry, but I didn't hear a word you said."
It's so
Could you
funny.
repeat it one more time?
I can totally visualize it. That's why it's so funny, because I can see you standing there like, and him going and being Kurt Angle to you.
I know.
That's
I
so
know.
funny.
And so he repeated it one more time. I went out there and I got about 80% of it right. And he said, "You know what? I could work with this kid because this kid has ability." So he starts having me cut promos every week, as you knew
Yeah,
when I
yeah.
started. And week after week, I'm getting better and better, and the promos are getting longer and longer. And but within a year, I was pretty damn good at it. So I learned by trial and error, and I'm glad Vince pulled me out of my comfort zone.
Yeah.
Because I would have had to learn that eventually, and he had me learn a lot quicker than I wanted to. But I was just really grateful for the opportunity and for what Vince did for me.
Yeah. No, that is, yeah, throwing you into the fire. Sometimes it's the very best
Yeah.
way. Were you in there with, or they did you the same way they kind of did with Brock, right? Where you worked dark matches?
Yes, I did
before-
dark matches. I did that for about 5 months. I trained for about 5 months, and then I did dark matches for 5 months, and then they debuted me.
Yeah.
I wasn't even in the business a year when
Wow.
they debuted me. I didn't know what I was doing either. I literally, I couldn't cut a promo. I couldn't structure a 6-minute match. My opponents had to call the whole entire match in the ring. They would structure the whole entire match before the match started, and then call the whole entire match to me in the ring,
Right.
so I wouldn't forget any spots. And so I really had to catch up to everybody.
Well, that's pretty normal, though. I mean, especially for just starting out. I mean, when I started out, you didn't say a word, right? You just listened to whoever the vet was,
Right, right.
and you just did what they said. But so that was so valuable. Being able for Brock and for you too to get out there and get ring experience without any exposure.
Right.
I mean, that alone jumped you ahead.
The dark matches helped me dramatically.
Yeah,
If
yeah.
I wouldn't have done those, I would have never been ready.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right. Yeah.
I think that's one of the things I think that a lot of people that come up today, they need and they miss out on is because they don't run enough live events.
Right. Right.
But I mean, I think it's because there's always that transition period, for people even been in the wrestling business a while. There's a transition period the way that the WWE way, and a lot of times you'll notice that guys will come up and they'll get on TV, and then you don't see them,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
And it's just because they kind of stump their toe and stump it a
Right.
little bit.
Right. You're absolutely right.
But with
yeah.
you guys, you got to work with really good hands, and
They took care of us.
Yeah.
Definitely. Brock and I definitely.
well, I mean, obviously, they saw
I mean,
the
they
upside.
had me wrestling guys like Owen Hart. I wrestled Owen 5 days before he died.
Yeah.
I wasn't the last one because there was a house show the night before the
Right,
pay-per-view.
right.
But I was the Tuesday before the pay-per-view where I wrestled
Yeah.
at SmackDown. And wow, man, that kid.
When he wanted to go,
Oh,
he could freaking.
yeah, he was really good.
He loved to cut up, but man, when he'd get the fire under him, and he could
Yeah.
go.
I think I'm going to stick my neck out there, but I think he's every bit as good as Brett.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
He just Brett's approach was a much more serious approach, and Brett, he visioned himself as the champion and
Yeah.
carried himself in that manner. And Owen was obviously providing for his family and loved to, he cut up. He was such a treat, man.